All right, hello everyone, and thank you for all your hard work in your cohort meetings this week and with your Discourse community projects. So this video is, as usual, a reminder about some assignments and a preview of the stuff we have coming up. And we have three big things to talk about, some reminders about the assignments that we have this week, what our next project is going to be, and what the next 2 weeks for our class look like. Because this is the start of week 8, but week 9 looks a little bit weird, and I want to give you time to deal with that now. So here's what we have. Peer review is due Friday. The final draft of the Discourse Community Analysis is due Monday. And as usual, you got a couple readings for your cohort meeting. These are both from Chapter 4 of Writing About Writing. Also this week, the informal writing is due Thursday, and that is a reflection on the Discourse Community Analysis. And that is the same prompt that you did for your literacy narrative. After you wrote that, you reflected a little bit on what your process was like for writing it. So planning or outlining, organization, revision, anything like that. And these reflections are building towards the final project, project number 4. So think about that as you're doing it. Help your future self out. So between now and project 4, we have project number 3. And that's what we're going to start doing next week. So this is the revision assignment, which I think is the most fun one that we do. And that prompt is up on Achieve, and it looks a little bit like this. So what this assignment basically says is that you are going to revise either your literacy narrative or your discourse community analysis. And while that assignment should still be kind of related to either literacy or a discourse community, the original requirements are gone. So be creative, take liberties, think about what you would do with this piece without any rules. So you might decide that one paragraph could be developed into an entire essay. You might decide that your discourse community could be better represented with a short story. I got videos last year, I got poetry, comic strips, all kinds of stuff. So you can be as creative as you'd like to be with this. And we're going to talk more about revision and what that means. But we think about this as global changes to your writing. So not editing and proofreading, surface level stuff, but big changes, like changing the type of delivery, so making it into a different format, changing the genre, changing the audience. And all of these things can cause big changes in your writing and be a big revision. So that is project number 3. So just to make sure we're all on the same page, that is different than the revision of the final draft of your discourse community analysis. You're going to get your peer review back, you're going to make some changes, you're going to turn your discourse analysis in. That's project number 2. And then project number 3 starts, and it's separate. So here's what we have coming up. This week that we have coming up, we have cohort meetings as usual. We're going to be talking about revision and how you might approach this assignment. And then the week of October 12th to 16th, so when you would originally have class on either the 13th or the 15th, we do not have class in week 9. Instead, we're having conferences. So you and I will meet over Zoom for like 15 minutes to talk about your plan for revising one of those projects. And to make sure that you have enough time to work out your schedule, kind of figure stuff out, the link to schedule your conference time is up on eCourseWare now. And how you're going to do that is you're going to go to that link, and it's going to look a little bit like this. And then you will click that box that says Revision Conferences, and it will show you that we have times available on these 3 days. So let's say you want to meet on the 13th to talk about your project. You click on that day, and it shows you all the available times. So they're during our class time, and there are a couple more after that. And let's say you want to do it at 9:40, bright and early. You'd click that time, you'd hit confirm, and it would take you to a screen that looks like this. So you'd enter your name, your email. If you have any specific notes you want to put in there, you can do that as well. So when you look at the times that are available, if you cannot make any of the times during office hours on Wednesday or after our class time, please try to grab one during our class time. If for some reason you are unable to make any of these times, let me know and we will figure something out. And that is what we have for this week. So we will talk more about how you might approach this revision project in your meeting. With any questions, please let me know, either over email, at office hours on Wednesday, or if those times don't work, we can figure one out. Email me if you're having any problems with work, with catching up, with anything like that. And I'm looking forward to reading about your discourse communities. So have a good weekend.